See how you can rise to the occasion right now if you're the Pit looking to cement your legacy in EWC. We got Scar Hardpoint teams loaded in. Let's see what they got to offer us, Bryce.
Oh, it all comes down to this. 200 scrims, 10,000 gunfights. But for one team, it will be no more. As we set this alight so far onto Scar. Right now, Drake's just trying to find them. He finds the first there onto Linz as they do go back and forth into it. Raven's in control right now.
Yeah, the gate's good too for Trakes and Nox. Two newest additions to this roster. Nox on 4 in a row. Really paving way for this early time. 20-5 off the break. The Pit have yet to cut their way through these lines. You can see another 3 go down in the feed. And Lurks is just going to take what they get and start this early rotation.
Tiny bit of scrap time available here, but this is not going well so far for the Pit. They're just not able to really get this moving as quickly as they can. Main man Mythics, who has been maybe the player from this squad in most people's mouths moving into it because he has been magnificent and they need him here once again. Exceed though finds a magical 2. I thought he was done after the first. He's onto his own 3 streak. Gets back into the point here as both teams looking to stack.
It was a bad day from Exceed on day number 1. He himself was negative 11 on the day, a 0.81. In the hard point, it was a 0.52. So to see him out the gates like this, that is a good look from the veteran of Carolina. And he's got the young guns behind him, looking to break back into this P2 for the last 15 seconds. The Pit earning a lot of time off this. To lose out F-Docs and Mythics. You're going to lose out onto this rotation, but hold on to the lead.
Oh, Linz managed to find one that I didn't think he would grab, but you are right. The rotation is weighing on us all. Oh, Lucifer really shooting straight him whenever we see him. Difficult break though, but they find 3, and now Exceed knows he's in a lot of trouble. Going to go down as well. That is a perfect break from the Pit. They have just bullied their way in.
And that's something that they struggled with in the LCQ, was this P3 break, but making it look easy to get this time to hold that lead. 46 and counting. Still 36 seconds. Shrakes over the top. He's looking for the break himself. Harry in the hill. He's overwhelmed. Now you're looking for that plane wing control. Lurks is going to be the first one there. What a shot from Felix. F-Dot rips him. That's going to get Lings back into this time with 20 seconds that you'd love to get.
Got to fight their way through as well here. Lucifer's looking to try and push into it, but he's the first one that falls. You've got Exceed as well, looking to go at this late little rotation as he gets into it as well. They're not going to know he's here. Easy 2 for Exceed. Takes the scrap time away from the Pit and puts them in the furthest possible position for P4.
We broke P3 immediately. P4, different tasks just in general. Long route being run by Harry. And he's going to actually catch Nox to the back of Bo. Linz has gotten all the way to top blue, and he has been unnoticed. F-Dot takes care of everybody else. So this is quite literally a surprise play from Linz. Exceed has no idea. Spawns are going to be broken, and so will the hill.
Looking for the last, and Linz knows. Grabs him as well. 33 seconds to go here. They're being pushed right out. It's Lucifer who is trying to catch them off the spawn all the way out towards mid-map. Doesn't manage to delay them too long here, and now that respawn is going to have to be close to try to get these bodies back into this point in time.
Harry slides on down. Good nade to the front. Linz helps out. 3 dead. 3 in a row for Linz. 13-9 in this game. And talk about the time here. 92-50. Ravens on the back foot. Another early rotation. But this time the Pit will be here to fight for these back spawns right away. And it doesn't look like Lurks is in position. He's got Exceed to back him up. Lurks looking to collect these kills. Lock down this lane. Only player to worry about is going to be F-Dotted. Oh, he's going to make some noise in the hill. And what is that spawn from Mythics?
Well, so far, so good for Mythics. If he can hold it for the rest of his team, they've got a decent lead going through into this. The rest of them now trying to get the advantage. They know the closest spawn is always going to be beneficial here at P4. Trakes tries to find something, but the trade is not enough for him. And they're now in the driving seat once again. The Pit should be picking up the points. Knocks out towards the back, though. Has caused some issues. The spawn has flipped.
And they're in yet again. What is that? Linz sliding right under. Holding the back spawns. Carolina Royal Ravens not translating time like they should be. Heading into the second set of rotation, it has been nothing but the Pit on Scar hardpoint. Another 3 down. It's Harry this time on 4 in a row. He's going to kick up that scrap time at Old. And as we go towards the new hill, once again, it is Carolina looking for map control. You get the spawn out for player 7, Trakes in the backline. Mythics will trade it, but enough damage was done. And you do get the break-in for Royal Ravens. They need this time.
Always the key here around P1. Break blue, and you've got a good opportunity to break that hill back upon them here. Fight going through. Lurks has already taken a little bit of a wall bang, and now he's in trouble. Lynn's going high. Eventually does get caught, and Lurks has just not been hit, so he gets the region as well. Stays alive. Eventually taken down by Lucifer, but it is an absolute slugfest going on.
And you got to call it right now, too, because it was a great start between both Trakes and Nox, but Trakes has slowed down considerably. And Nox just has not been translating these kills into the objective. Lurks as well. 6 seconds in the hill, 11 seconds, 15 for Exceed. The only player that's really been playing for the objective has been Trakes, and he hasn't been able to stay alive in the hill. So you really need to revamp your entire setup going to the second set.
Oh, with this rotation going down, it's advantage to Carolina Royal Ravens. They had the opportunity to hold it down to begin with, but a couple of kills going through has put them onto the back foot. And Exceed's to try and drill. Last time he was great here. He found 3. He needs to do so again. Reinforcements coming through. Trakes can find Lucifer. Exceed into the point, but it's a slow one as Efted onto the flank can only find one himself. And the Ravens have the better position, but nobody into the point.
You need to collect this time. Finally, you get Exceed into the hard point. Efted over the top. What can he do? Flies his way through, but only good for the 2 seconds there. Exceed still soaking up this hard point time. He's going to go down to a nade from Harry. And again, that is just time that you'd love to keep away if you're the Pit. So heading into this third rotation, it looks like the Pit are going to get that early wrap F-Dot here before anybody else. But he's going to be found by Drake, so it's a race to see who can get the setup.
Well, this is a big fight. Nox is going to find that one straight out of the gate here. Now, last time around, the Ravens let this go very, very easily. Already 2 going down from them as well. Nox holds them off, but Lucifer finds him and almost turns and burns onto Trakes. Advantage for the Pit. They do have the better position, but they are going to be outnumbered on this first fight. But Lind wins, and therefore it's going to go back and forth.
Nox on the wing. Nice shots from Mythics. Ravens turning this into time. Finally going to cross that 100-point marker. It's a 56-point difference. 30 seconds off this hill that if you get the rest of it, you are right back into this game. So everybody looking to lock down that plane wing. Lucifer around the back. He's going to tag team this with Mythics. And another big win from Harry. That is so devastating for the Ravens. And unlike last time, it seems like this is going to be the Pit with the early setup to P4. Royal Ravens knocking on that door, though.
They're already hit. They've got the numbers as well as Lurks finds 2. They're in. They're now moving towards it. Watch these spawns as they come through. It's P2 for the Pit. They're trying to get out towards the back here as quickly as possible. It's all the way out towards P5, though, for Carolina Royal Ravens, so the Pit won't feel too aggrieved.
3 dead again. Spawn in the back for Nox. He's just looking to play his life, but under investigation from the Rast. And how is he still here? Nox finally goes down, but he buys enough time that Ravens are looking to break this one from the front. Lurks, unfortunately, not going to be ready for that early spawn from F-Dot. You got 2 players challenging the back. F-Dot in trouble now. How long can he live? Not long enough. 3 go down. It's just Harry in the hill, but that is enough. This is crazy.
Lucifer, NPC spitting howitzers there into the hill, and now they're still going. They're feeling the full force of the Pit on a run here as they keep on burning. And they are winning the trades good enough. This score is getting out of control. 80 points to the Pit. As we go back into P5, the Ravens will be here first. Opportunity to grab themselves some much needed time.
This has got to be a complete 180 right now. 194 to 112. Ravens just have not been able to buy themselves a hold, and it has just been because of this guy right here, Mythics, continuously breathing down your neck. Another win up top. 3 dead for the Ravens. You got to get something here out of Nox towards the back line, but Lurks will fall. Players close. Nox up top green. Looking to buy his team time.
And they are fighting from the back foot here. The Ravens are doing a really good job of keeping this pressure up and not allowing the setup to come through. Even from that back spawn, they've just been continuously jumping into these fights as Nox finds 2 as well. He's 35 and 29, Nox. How are they this far behind when he's been playing like this?
Hey, it's just the time, man. He's got 17 seconds. Lurk says 24, and it's just Trakes who's playing around this hill. 70-point lead heading into the third set of hills. The Pit in full form. Now looking to lead this series if they can put it away here and now. Royal Ravens gonna have the first setup, and you can see some routes being run over towards the back of Bolt, but they know exactly where Mythics is.
Well, blue is always the key. They've held it this time around. More players trying to get into it. Big gunfight from Lynn, so open up the middle of the map here. The problem again is going to be, this is the setup you want. The Carolina Royal Ravens will close down both, try and force you through that mid choke point. If you can break blue, that is the way to go, and it looks like that has been done. Mythics has found the kills here. It should start allowing the Pit back out of this trap, but unfortunately it's been closed again.
Closed, shut, signed, and sealed. Couple routes being run here from the Pit. They're going to slow things down, try to work for some positioning over towards blue. And it doesn't look like Royal Ravens are too bothered by it at all. They're just trying to look for these transitional kills. Exceed not going to win the fight versus F. You get the trade from Lurks, though, and he's going to be the only one here. Close spawn from Exceed. Can he get here in time?
This game's got an awful lot closer. What a P1 from the Ravens. Held them down though. P2 slowly but surely slipping towards the Pit here. On the outside for this one. It wasn't great for them last time, the Ravens. They're going to need to fight for this one tooth and nail. There's going to be 3. Trakes wants the last. Looking for Lucifer, who slides to safety in a second.
The biggest issue for these challenger teams in Hardpoint has been the closing moments. We see a lot of teams get to a position where they can close the game, but they haven't been able to get it done. Royal Ravens have built themselves back up. They're starting to look better. This is not a time for the Pit to slow down. Well,
still going for it one more time here. Drake's going to look at the kills here. Lynn's down towards the bottom. He's going to try and stay alive. Actually, Lynn's goes for that Chow as well. 15 seconds to go. It'll put the Pit in a very good position. But now, this is important. F. looking for the kills around this one. I don't think he's found the timing. Exceed will get him, and Exceed finds 2. That is a rotation for the Ravens. And now they have an opportunity.
You get your setup, but we know how good that the break has been from the Pit. This has got to be absolute perfection from Carolina. And you've already lost Nox. Trakes is going to be there to help out. You get the back green spawns, but you got to be worried about this play through mid.
Trakes finds 1. F. will get 1 back as well, but this is just 1 by 1. There is no continuation of trade. It is the worst possible position on this map now for the Pit. Breaking out of this one is always hard.
If they get the rest of this time, it's going to be a tie game. F. he's going to go into a mission to flip these spawns. You know that Carolina can't win off this hill. You can, but you do not want to put all your eggs into one basket. It looks like F. he's going to be in a position to block, and he actually pulls a spawn for Linz.
They managed to get players in towards the back here. But the Ravens are determined to make this an absolute showdown at P4. Mythics finds 2, only 2. Spawn still very much in contention. You can see those parallels coming through for both sides. Fighting for Lucifer. It's going to be first in now for the Pit.
10 seconds.
For the Ravens, it's running. They have to get here in time. Straight through the front door, they're looking for it. Mythics will be the first blocker, but already 2 kills going down. 2 seconds to go, and the Pit should have the first hard points.
Close in contention at the end. The sweat is gone. You get it done. You close it out there. 20-point game at the end, and the Carolina Royal Ravens, they built themselves an opportunity to fight for that challenge. They just couldn't complete the comeback. The Pit feeling good in the hard point. You get your Scar hard point, a map that we saw you go to quite a bit throughout this tournament so far. Couldn't ask for anything more out of the boys. They kick things off, and that is going to be a really good place to start for this squad to build off of.
Well, if you're a Pit fan, then you probably are experiencing a very specific condition. For you Americans and Canadians of my colleagues, I'm sorry, but you're not going to understand this one. But that was squeaky bum time for the Pit going forward into it. It is a very difficult thing to watch if you are a fan of them, because they came very close to throwing it away.
I don't want to be Copy in that position. I'm sure that that was one of the most stressful situations he's been in his tenure of being in Call of Duty. I talked to him too yesterday. He's like, I can't believe I'm seeing my logo up on the main stage of EWC. But what a moment it would be to see his team take his org to EWC and win a series versus Royal Ravens. I think that Ravens started to figure it out towards the end there. I mean, the biggest issue this team has is the fact that they just cannot translate these kills into time. And for a lot of these players, it is selfish in the way that they play this hard point. I mean, you see the numbers from everybody except Trakes, and they were like less than 30 seconds in the hill going into like the 4th hill in the 2nd set. Like, that is just not what you like to see from a team of this caliber when they're trying to hit their full potential at the end of the year.
Well, you can be slaying, but you've also got to be playing. Points means prizes, and while it's always beneficial to be slaying quite heavily, because it does open up the map, it does give you the opportunities to score. You can drop 40, you can drop 45, you can drop 50 if you want to, but if you don't get 250, it doesn't really matter.
No? It's good math.
We'll see.
And Bryce, I know you saw this team a lot during the LCQ. You watched a lot of Gridlock from the pit. Like, and it wasn't even like close game or like blowouts from the pit. There were a lot of close games here. Like, what was the big thing from the pit that, like, why do they like this map so much?
Well, they're normally actually pretty good at retakes. So I say that while bearing in mind that I actually saw them do a completely different retake on the bomb side against FaZe yesterday that lost on that S&D, but they're just very good at controlling the tempo. Linz has managed to find gaps over and over again on this map, and it kind of opens it up a lot for them. They let F.Dot sit sometimes on that island, helps get some control. They play off that information for most of the time. But they is and always has been, the pit are very confident on their S&D prowess. It's where they've always said, this is where we should be able to take teams, this is where we should be able to get something going. Could have taken FaZe down. They lost to 3 versus 4 yesterday in this exact map, and I'm not bitter about it at all.
Not at all. Not even a little bit. You should have seen them in the green room. But yeah, I mean, I think there's just a moment where the pit need to look themselves, and that loss versus FaZe, that's just going to shake it off. I think you saw a little bit of lack of confidence in that last round 11 versus FaZe. It's not going to be the same versus a team like Carolina Royal Ravens, and they showed that winning this map #1. So putting it away is the first step. Following it up is the next out of the pit. So going into it, who's going to step up here from the pit? Carolina shifted over to them because we have been gassing the pit to the high heavens. And Carolina, they need a little bit of gas on their side. This guy on screen is who I look at to change the look of the Ravens. I mean, he was fantastic when he had his tenure in the bush. I mean, throughout Stage 4 of the Challengers Elite, like, this guy was unstoppable. Everybody was saying that he was one of our Rookie of the Years, rightfully so. It was a change of course for the entire season when he dropped back down into Challengers, but he did not skip a beat when he was playing for the Bush. I'm happy to see him get another chance with the Royal Ravens, but it's just now that you have this chance, he's got to show up in a map like Gridlock and really perform for them.
Wow. We spoke about pressure before this series at length. I tell you something, after a map 1 loss, it only gets worse. The ever on-creeping tide of despair, lapping at the walls of that mental fortitude they are now going to need. Carolina Royal Ravens. Lose 2 more maps and you are done for the year.
Big head-to-head's going to be Mythics versus Lurks on those opening duels. Because one thing we saw for the LCQ, even yesterday versus FaZe, that Mythics is so good at pulling these first bloods for the team. I think that's why he's kind of drawing that success for P7, now the pit, over the course of Challengers, is that Mythics is the guy to pick things up out the gates, win those opening duels. And for Carolina Royal Ravens, Lurks is the only person in my mind that is going to be taking that challenge and contesting it. So not just Trakes in terms of the overall performance of Carolina, but Lurks off these opening initial duels is going to be detrimental to the outcome of Carolina here.
Well, let's see. Looks like the players are locked. Looks like the game is loaded. Let's find out how this one works.
Not a Gridlock. It's a raid.
You read it wrong.
No, I did not read it wrong. But this kind of changes everything for the Royal Ravens, considering that yesterday versus Koi, they were leading this map 4-1. They bottled it a little bit towards the end. There's no reason that they can't watch over that VOD, make some changes going into day 2, and look a little bit better here versus the pit.
Oh, Nox trying to thread this one, and, well, massive advantage right now for the Ravens. Should be an easy pick up. There's one. Not going to be the 2, but the trade is good enough, and the Ravens strike back.
One guy on a raid yesterday that was just unkillable at the start of that map was Caden Exceed.
Also, I'll let you off, Seymour. I have seen the official veto list that we were given, and they put Gridlock twice, so...
Hey. Just not wrong here. Just a little flipped around on what we get for this map too. But this is actually such a good thing for the Royal Ravens, because at the start of the hardpoint, they looked like lost puppies. At the end of the hardpoint, they looked locked in and geared up to take that Scar. So winning that opening round, you could definitely see that they are playing at their best. So what do they got now on the defensive take? They have drawn a line through mid. You got a player in Nox who is trying to hold that space in mid. And Pit have made no moves to either bomb site.
They're a bit lost. Oh, big aggression though, the Ravens moving through the middle here. This is all map control. No information grabbed here from the pit either yet. Did they see anybody? It'll be laundry control for the pit. Information is lacking. Here comes the hit. Already into a defensive position. F-Dot and Lucifer trying to cover each other. Positions on this map have actually flipped. The teams are on the other side. F-Dot will find Exceed though. There's the first. Lucifer's trying to get it, but that smoke's already gone down as Trakes gets away. They are worried about the players. They don't know where they are yet. You can see that the pit have kind of stalled.
24 seconds. Bomb's not down. 4v3. Trakes is right there. Bomb's going to be stretched there. Trakes has no idea. As soon as it's there, you're going to get that pop-up chow. Finds Linz.
Oh, almost gets it. But here comes the Trakes coming through. And oh, it's Lucifer to get the last 2. Nothing about that was pretty, but it was also not bad.
I thought he was about to rip him off that heady. Trakes, it's unfortunate that he wasn't able to see the bomb getting planted there. As soon as it goes down, though, you get your kill. You almost find a second. The damage was done. You just don't translate it into the round win, unfortunately, if you're the Royal Ravens. But for the pit, you keep it close. And down to a nail-biter in terms of time. I mean, you're planting the bomb with 20 seconds left. If you go down, the round is down. The fact that they pull that one off is going to really show the grit out of these players to keep it down to the wire.
Under the gun here, Lucifer. Pulling the information through. Mythic's finally coming to back him up here. The push is developing. The Ravens making a push, but it's going to be Lucifer the first. And oh, F-Dot, the worst possible timing. Exceed. Buy yourself a lottery ticket, mate, because your luck is pretty good so far. There we go, though, not that time. Been cursed, 2 versus 4. Goes down to the trades, and Linz will find his last 2. Advantage the pit.
Back-to-back rounds. First blood translating into a 2-1 lead. Back-to-back first blood for the pit, and they are just looking fantastic out the opening duels there. F-Dot, yeah, I mean, you maybe don't get the initial chow from Exceed that you want. Timing not on your side, but you get that second chance, you get it done, and Linz going to be cleaning up that round. Great assistance from the rest of the team. And you know that the guy behind them in Vortex, like, this is S&D prowess behind you that is working you through these rounds one by one. You know he's been studying. You know he knows what this Royal Ravens team wants to do before they know what to do. So, good looks coming out from the pits in the early game.
Slowly but surely making their way now. Massive from the Ravens. Split for the pit. This could go badly. I mean, Lurks has just been stun checked, but I think he got away with it. Right towards the middle there. Linz has made a move. Finds Nox. And now another big gun fired, and Lucifer will win that one. 2 versus 4. All of a sudden, it's not looking pretty for the Ravens.
Lurks and Exceed Looking to chase this one down. Would have loved to get that kill versus F-Dot, but instead everybody from the pit are just gone. You leave them behind, and as soon as you cross the pillars, Harry's going to be watching it. Exceed gets one for the road. 1 versus 3. Would be a 1v4. Bomb planted at B. Post plant enacted.
Where are we going? Exceed. Clutching up a 1 versus 3 at this point would be almost breathtaking, and I'm not talking Keanu Reeves. This would be something if he could make it, but already been found, and there's a crossfire. Down you go.
3 rounds in a row. Things starting to build up for the pit. And they do not look shaken at all. Calm, cool, composed. And that is such a good call late in the round. As soon as you get those initial kills over towards the A bomb site, you notice that Lurks is chasing F-Dot. Exceed gives his red dot away too. You hightail it back out of there, and Lurks on the chase, just getting completely sidelined from those pool steps. And you can see the depth of this pit team really shining on this raid. 3-1. Carolina need to make some immediate changes here. This is getting out of hand.
Oh, Drakes. One bullet or a whisper or a stray wasp would have taken him down there. Here comes the push again. They tried this last time, the Ravens. They lost out that first blood to Lucifer. He'll be trying to drill them one more time, but there's too many guns against him. Decides to stay alive.
Trace gonna hop that bomb. They got the information that pool steps needs to be taken care of. Trace for the first blood in the smoke. Trade from Lucifer, and it looks like Pit pump the brakes, get away from it. He might want to play for the retake.
Oh, Drake's actually throwing that nade back. Oh, almost gets caught. The Pit are stacked 3 deep here at the stairs, but they've decided they've given up maybe too much map control and will now spread back out.
The longer you take here, if you're the Ravens, the worse it gets for you. Bomb still leading over towards B. Getting a lot of information through mid. You need to see that bomb rotate. There's only 18 seconds.
Oh, Exceed grabs. He must have been super weak going through it. Gets one though. Goes to Lucifer for the do. And now it's Mythics. 1v1.
7 seconds.
He's looking for him. He is looking for him. Where is he going to go here? Mythics is decided to get out of it, and he tries to call it correctly. Not that time. 4-1. That round doesn't end with a bang. Doesn't even end with a whimper. It just ends with a runaway.
Some tough indecision there from the Royal Ravens. As soon as Linz gets that first blood and you have the smoke down, you notice that he gets away and the pitch is completely disengaged. You got to go for that plan. You just got to trust your team to have your back there. You know that pool steps has been cleared. Just lay the rock. But instead, you hold your time for way too long, and the pit are able to get so much information on where this is being played. Lurks off the initial first blood. Car bomb Mythics plugging the gates outside of Laundry. Lurks, though, needs to make some moves.
Still mixing it up, and they're curious about this control. What have they seen? Who have they got? What are the names we are tracking? Mythics looking to clear this out as they go for a bit more laundry control. There's already one gone down, and F-Dot says, all right, I've got him. Don't worry, mate. Now Mythics looking for it. F-Dot gets away for it. He goes for it at the same time. It's good, but the trade is not good enough as F-Dot just runs them ragged. Teammates baiting out for him there, and they just led them to a slaughter. That's team play.
And we're just getting no team play from the Ravens at all. I mean, as soon as that nade kill comes out from Lurks, like, you just cannot be full sending yourself onto the ring. You know you've given up A, but you just haven't been able to fully clear that space. And Mythics getting the timing to trade it. You just continue to give Pit opportunities for them to hold a lead in this search and destroy. You build yourself back into that hard point. You looked like you could have stolen it away. Search and destroy. This has been a different story just entirely. The Ravens have had no contest in this map.
They certainly haven't. Well, the Ravens have tried this several times. Hasn't gone well. This time they will get the bomb down. Pit will be aware of this any second now, and they'll have to try to move into position. The difference this time around, though, is that the Ravens are in a much better setup for it.
Yeah, all 4 players from the Ravens going to be built over towards the bedroom. Nobody on the flank yet from the pit, so it is going to be a big bang from mid-pool steps.
Lindsay's got close though. Nox going to come under a lot of pressure here. He knows he's going to try and do something, but there's a double nade from Exceed. Plays into the pool. It's not going to be good enough. And now Lucifer in a 1 versus 3. He'll try and take a gunfight, but it's not going to happen. The Ravens this time, post-plant immaculate.
Post-plant. And just back to the fundies on a raid. Play for the bomb site, play for the plants, get that post-plant set up, deny anybody from flanking through bedroom. And allow your nades to do the talking there for Exceed. What a well-cooked nade inside that smoke. Where everybody from the pit just thought they could just weasel their way into that retake. Other things from the Ravens, finally putting another round down. 2 to 5 we go. And it is a long road to build yourself back, but it is one step at a time, 1 foot in front of the other.
Oh, F-Dot under a lot of pressure, somehow alive with 5 health. His teammates have got a kill. Oh my goodness. That should have been a kill. F-Dot should have gone down. But now a 4 versus 2 for the Ravens, a disaster.
1 minute. Pit have full control of B. And Exceed is going to read this corner. Oh, he snaps on F-Dot. There's your call back. Nox on the other side. Just has to stay alive and wait for Exceed. Instead, Linz goes down. Lucifer's going to find him. Exceed yet again in the clutch. 1v2.
Exceed is on a 4 streak. He needs to make that 6 to keep them in this S&D. Unfortunately, Lucifer with a great shoulder is causing him all kinds of problem. He's trying to take this fight on, and they are burning time. Nobody really giving him time of day. Oh, it's frustrating, and eventually they get into him. And down they go. The Pit 2-0 up now against the Ravens.
And there is a crowd behind them cheering on our LCQ winners.
I can't hear exactly what they're chanting, but it's something. And for now, there is a lead. A significant lead here for the Pit EU. LCQ winners, EMEA Challenger players. And now, potential upsets. We will find out, though, if that comes to pass. Before we do that, we will be back in a few minutes with Overload.
Play is in our DNA. Whenever we let it out, it becomes our superpower. Now imagine an entire city being built to supercharge it. Kadir City, powered by Play.
We were there. For every click, every clutch, every respawn. We were there for the years of grind, and we're here. Now, the proud founding partner of EWC, powering the biggest event in gaming, shoulder to shoulder with the world's best, making history. Greatness deserves a stage. Lenovo Legion, reach your impossible.
Well, welcome back. The Pit versus the Carolina Royal Ravens, and the Pit start up 2-0. Finally, a Challengers team that could put up a good fight against some of our bottom CDL teams. Coach Seymour Bryce, great cash, gentlemen, for the first 2. The Pit, though, they start out pretty hot. Ravens were able to claw their way back into AHP. S&D, though, not even kind of close, Seymour.
No, not one bit. And it's surprising, too, because when you look down to the stats of this game, Ravens won 4 out of the 8 first bloods in those rounds. So the fact that they're just not able to translate it, I mean, there are some serious, deeper issues for this team that is just not being able to translate into rounds 1. And we saw it in the hard point, too, at that time.
Let's work backwards, though, because I think the S&D really tells the story, Bryce. Chemistry issues? Is this a, hey, you're just getting outgunned? It feels like the team isn't playing together.
I mean, the Pit are just a better S&D team. I said it coming into the series.
Yep.
I knew they were a better S&D team. It's what their bread and butter is, right? Even against, if I want to throw it back to talking about the games against Omit, which, was coming up as well, they even said themselves, we need to take the S&Ds. We're better on the S&Ds. The respawns will be, difficult against a team like Omit back in the EMEA Challengers stage, right?
Yeah.
Pit believe in themselves on the S&D. It keeps on playing out that way. Could have beaten FaZe yesterday, but we won't go back over that one again. And yeah, they look like a better team. They are winning the trades. They are having a better time. Some of the Ravens' moves onto this map don't seem coordinated by the same team.
It's no surprise either. How many times do we get to the end of the year of challengers going into our postseason tournaments, and we talk about some of these challenger teams that have stuck it out through the entire season?
Yeah.
Like 3 out of the 4 of these guys, they played Major 1 together.
Yeah.
So that is completely different than the Royal Ravens have had. They've been showing different rosters at different stages. So, I mean, to look at the Pit and say they're a more complete team, that is no surprise.
Well, let's go back then to our first map, Scar Hardpoint. It looked like it was going to be a blowout. I think it was the first almost full 2 rotations, complete control by the Pit, and then things started turning around for the Ravens. Any notice of why, or was it just, hey, we pieced it together?
I mean, it's exactly kind of what we were highlighting in some of those rotations, is that you were finding kills if you're the Ravens. Those kills just weren't translating into hill time. And as soon as they started kind of putting 1+1 together, you find 2, you find the answer, and they start to claw their way back into that game. Like, there were opportunities for the Ravens where I think they should have had a lot better of a game from the start than they did.
I'm pretty sure Nox had 50, and they still lose that one, Bryce.
It's one of the ones that you kind of go through over and over again. It was a great comeback from the Ravens, but that's kind of how that map plays. There are certain positions, like on P1, if you're spawning top side, it's not great. You got to break blue to get back into it. P2 can become a money hill if you defeat the first couple of pushes. P3, as we all know, is horrible. If you spawn out back P5 on P3, you basically know you're giving up 30 seconds because you have to run a gauntlet of nightmares, right? Kind of happened to the Pit there towards the end, and it was very stressful.
Yeah.
Getting that spawn out towards the back of P4 saved them because the trades were just flowing like water.
Yeah, it was 240, 230, I think, going into that last point, and then they end up taking the 10 seconds. Eyes forward, though. It's 2-0 currently. It's a best of 5. I mean, this is literally your last chance if you're the Ravens to stay in this competition. So as we move towards Overload, towards Scar, gentlemen, take it away. Who's going to come out on top? Is it going to be a 3-0 the other way? Whoo, baby, I'm ready.
You are, we are, everybody watching at home is as well. Seymour, I made a rule up earlier in the day that by and large, I feel like CDL teams are better at Overload than Challenger players. I feel like the level of competition of Overload in the CDL just elevates all of their games. It's like the rising tide rises all ships. I still kind of feel that way. I still do think that this may be the most difficult game for the Pit.
Yeah, I think I agree with you in that same sense. I think the only counter argument I would have is that the Pit played exceptionally well versus FaZe yesterday in Overload, and it was a map that they could have stolen off of FaZe. And for the Royal Ravens, in that same sense, I mean, some of these players didn't play a full, complete season in the CDL. So when you turn those reps into Overload, I mean, you look that there are some holes in the side of Royal Ravens that have been truly disruptive to the outcome of a lot of these games. So I agree with you. I think that CDL teams will be better at Overload. This CDL team, though, I am not too sure that they can get it done. I mean, you look at Overload to kickstart a reverse sweep versus the Pit. The Pit have given you absolutely nothing since those last couple of hills on that hard point. So you get absolutely beaten out of the search and destroy. It's just, how do you recover now if you're Royal Ravens?
Well, let's see. Let's find out. First flurry's going through here, and actually, while we're on the subject, we'll give a bit of a shout to F-Dot, because I think during the LCQ he was not happy with his performance, but from what I've seen of him so far, certainly stepped it up for the squad now they need him.
3-1 out the gates for Trakes. Nox finally going to find his. Nobody making a play for the ball just yet, and Pitt's somehow able to reclaim this space through mid. So still trying to work off these early gunfights. Raven's going to play through market. One player to worry about is going to be Linz on the side. That's going to delay the push for the ball. Drops it down into the middle of the map while everybody from the pit work off spawn.
Into these first couple of kills going through here, and at the moment it does seem that the Ravens are putting the pressure onto the pit. Nox, big kill to make here, and now this is going to be moving. This one should actually be in. I don't think they're going to be able to stop it, and they will not be able to. An absolute slaughter as the Ravens finally have the momentum swing in their favor.
There's a little lack of fluidity out of Royal Ravens for that initial push. I mean, the kills were there, and again, you just were leaving the ball behind, but setting up for the exact perfect push that you can ask. There's no answer from the pit there. They are getting spawn trapped at the moment, so you need to start to see some of these players work in some of their magic. It has been a tough go at the start of this game, and the Royal Ravens now working their way through plane to see if they can get the second attacking side started.
Find a couple of kills here. They might think about moving that EMP. Exceed in a little bit of trouble. More players coming to go and get him here, but Exceed in a good position, but eventually goes down. That's going to be 3. Lurk's the last one alive. He should be traded out, though, and there they go. Move this fast. The spawn is going to be close as well. The pit are now trying to get in position. They've got to win a couple of gunfights. Trek finds one. Exceed and Trek and Linz. And last but not least, they cannot get it done.
You see the way that Trace just played that. I mean, he put his body between the player and the goal zone, stuffed him with the NPC, and the hipfire was able to deny the pit of tying this game up. Wonderful defense from the Royal Ravens. Chance there from the pit that you would love to get back, but now for the counterattack. It's working its way. Exceed leading. He's alone now. Yeah, he's not going to be alive for very long. Look on the other side. Pit, they found their way into green.
Oh, Linz gets a big first kill there as well. I think this
That's
is good.
gap.
There is everything going through here as well. They've got to be careful. I don't think he's going to delay it. You don't delay it in that position, but this is going to be a relay. The Ravens are sitting onto the EMP. Everybody from the pit is now moving to try and shut this down before it develops. Can they find these last 2 players? Nox is a problem. There's one for Nox.
It's just a moment for the Ravens where I like to see their proactivity. But they work a little bit too far forward. They forget that the pit have that rotation behind them in red. And they do not have somebody watching that flank quick enough. The pit able to deny any chance of a counter cap. Trakes trying to work his way through here. He's going to grab the ball up top. Nice pistol shots coming out from Trakes. 3 dead. It's a wide open goal. And the Ravens are going to take their lead again.
Got that one straight in, and there is screaming happening right now. The fans are going a little bit wild over towards that stage.
I think that's Nox.
I don't think it was. Thank you very much, gentlemen, there screaming right by the fans at the moment. Obviously a big Ravens fan. And they are going berserk, though. Lurks is just moving forward with it as well. That's going to be 3 as the 5-3 goes well. The pit are being taken apart here on this.
Those are the Royal Raven fans turning up in troves right now. Trakes up top, blue. 60 seconds left. Ravens, chance to end this in regulation for the first half. If they can get one more capture, and Lurks is starting to come alive. Not able to get past Mythics. He's on 3 in a row, and that's going to allow for the pit to now work out of their spawn. See if they can take some map control. 40 seconds left in this round.
They are moving again here. This feels like it's going to go 4-1. I don't really see it stopping here. A little bit of a goal line stop. They managed to get it done. And Linz finds Lurks. Still trying to stay alive. He's getting it out of here. For the pit, getting this to a 2-3 would be pretty magical. But for Linz, he's also thinking about maybe just burning this timeout. Don't give them another opportunity to score. They are slowly but surely getting there. Linz is in a bit of trouble now. Does manage to find another one here. It's a pistol for him with a 4 streak.
I mean, this is a situation where if you can get player number 4 top green, you can maybe block this one out for an A-zone push. Exceed on the side. He's going to go down. Linz still holding on to it. 2 dead, but no! Walks out in front of Trakes. No chance for a second capture out of the pit at the end of the half. It is 3-1 for the Royal Ravens. Bryce, your rule is looking to stay true. The CDL team just steps ahead of the pit right now.
Well, let's see. I said before it, I just felt like maybe this was the Ravens' map to take. So far, so good. The pit just never really got flowing. A lot of that fighting was in their own spawn. They'll be aggrieved that they did not use that opportunity to try to get something back. They almost had it at the end.
You got to think about it too, in like the form of a reverse sweep. That hard point at the end was scary for the pit. And although the Search and Destroy was one-sided, you still don't feel confident that if you go into a Game 5 right now as a challenger team with a lot of pressure on you to perform, with reverse sweep on your shoulders, you might break.
That would be a horrible way to end the year. Can't believe you're cursing them like that, Seymour, but I'm sure they'll forgive you in time. Lynn's now scoops. For the pit here, they are on the most precarious position. Mythics is trying to do everything he can here, can't get in as well, but Trake's now coming to reinforce, and that's huge from Trake's. There was an opportunity there for the pit to get it through, but that is still alive. Lucifer cannot find his gunfight that he needs to get onto the second.
It's a live ball, and Trake's reset the count, so still a chance here to collect it. Reset once more, Lynn's on the cross. He can't get past 3 players here. Lurks holding them off. Ball picked up again. Ravens keeping it alive in their spawn. Here comes Mythics around the back, and nobody's going to be watching it. The turnaround is not enough. 2 dead. Lurks again, the only one there. It's 4 gone. And the pit should find their second.
And they might be looking for a relay here. It's not an easy thing to do. The Ravens will just be spawning up continuously over and over again, but it's not really going to matter as they clean house. Only Lucifer now is going to be up on the map here for the pit. They call in the Hellstorm as well. They grab them off the respawn here. That's a nightmare scenario.
But that's the thing, though. You're using the Hellstorm just to get out of your spawn, where that could have been a tool that leads to a 4th capture instead. You're just vying to get map control off the back of it. So for the pit overall, that is a win. If you find these next wave of kills, then you can start building into tying this game up.
1 score. For the Ravens, that 1 score means everything. They let this slip, they are done. Breaks. Doesn't see Lynn's. Lynn's somehow fantastic camouflage, just laying on the floor in the middle of the open. Don't know how it worked, but it worked good enough. Benefit from the pit here this time is they're really trying to push back the Ravens into their spawn like happened to them in that first half.
I think about what this game could do if FDOT starts to find some value in slaying. 14-28, and it's a 1-point game. Getting a lot out of Linz and Harry right now. Ball still down outside of green this time. That rotation starting to turn now into a counter cap, and it's Mythics with it in his hand. He's alone in this endeavor. And unfortunately, you have no idea, but Lurks is on the flank quickly.
Oh, as a team goes well, this is about to be a cap, I think, for the Ravens. This has all gone terribly, terribly wrong. They try to take it the long way. They try to get something going here as well, but the Ravens will get one back into it very, very quickly. And now it's 4-2. That all fell apart so quickly.
1 minute, 35 seconds. Ball's going to spawn over towards red. You got Linz on the front line. Mythics looking to reinforce this push, but the 2 others off the respawn. Very disconnected from this offensive attempt. Harry through the middle of the map. There goes Nox. You still got another player to worry about. It's Trakes. Linz is going to be watching the play. He takes him down. Exceed up top. Finds nothing. And it's a 1-point game yet again.
A minute 13 to go. The Ravens still holding a lead. Here comes the fight in towards it. It's going to be Trakes who goes onto that flank. Very important for them to get it done. And oh, he goes down. It comes to nothing. They've still got players in towards the spawn here as well. Linz needs to try and open this door up for them, but Lurks will shut down this push at least momentarily.
Linz here, not able to get anything out of kills. Mythics for the trade, back and forth. A second for Mythics. But it's still 43 seconds for the pit that desperately need another capture to tie things up. Ravens keeping the pressure on. not letting the Pit walk away with this one easily. They're going to have to turn up nuclear style. 30 seconds left in this game. Linz with a slide out. It's 3-10 again.
EMP moving, player on the flank as well. They're going to try and grab this and go. Mythics looking for out towards the back here. F-Dot managed to grab Exceed. EMP now floating into the wind. F-Dot goes down as well, though. They don't secure their kills. They're going all wrong for them. And now Treg's trying to get forward. He needs to block for the teammates, for the Pit. They need to grab this EMP. You could go either way, but you go in, you get the game. And this is going to map 4.
The dagger for the Ravens. And the crowd is letting the Pit know that Carolina doesn't stand alone in this battle. They fly together in Paris. The road is not over. The job is not done. And the key will not be crushed in 3.
A lifeline for the Ravens. An opportunity at the get back. Better all the way through on the overload. They punished the Pit, they put them into the spawn, they caused issues, it was pressure in abundance. And it just meant that the Pit never really had that many opportunities.
When they did get those opportunities, they delivered. But every single time that you had a player overextending out of the Ravens, it was quick times. I mean, you could see that's like the difference in overload that you're talking about. It's the pacing that you get out of that player overextending. In the moment where you were looking to deny that play out to A for Ravens to take their lead by 2, it was just a slow rotation from F-Dot. He was not able to catch it in time. It's just the difference between what is denying the Pit of these offensive attempts and where the Ravens are kind of getting away with some of these plays. So quick as ever, fast tempo. The Ravens keep themselves alive. And as close as it looks in the scoreline, I'm right there with you. It just looked like they led that comfortably the entire go.
Well, sometimes I'm right. Did say I kind of favored the Ravens a little bit for that one, and that's how it kind of worked out in the end. Going into the next hard point, though, very much up to grabs here. I don't think this will be a walkover. A map 5 does feel about right for this time of day.
Now, what are you saying to the Ravens to follow up this win and see if you can force a map 5? What are you, if you're Brian Saints, giving to this team right now?
Oh, probably something from Braveheart combined with Independence Day, you know, something magical, mystical, maybe even spiritual if we're being honest, but at the end of the day, this is it. You only have one opportunity, one chance. You either go out as one of the first teams to leave Paris, leave EWC and leave Black Ops 7 behind, or you rise to the occasion and live to fight at least for another day.
Their Independence Day. Map 4 coming up for these guys. Hard points on the docket. Carolina looked a lot better towards the end of that scar, so see what they could do as we go into this next one. But elsewhere on the main stage, it was FaZe taking down Koi, so the world champions solidified themselves a spot in the bracket, the solo single elimination bracket that we will be seeing tomorrow here at EWC. Everybody else fighting for their spot there as well. Koi, their road gets a little bit longer. But you expect nothing from the world champions other than perfection right now.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much how it's going to go. Now it's looking like we are getting to another point to load in. Everybody seems pretty locked, so nobody's going anywhere. It's always a bonus. Team's getting ready for it. Just maybe trying to take a moment to breathe. We get into it. There are the fist bumps. That means map's loading. That means the time is nigh. The Pit EU versus the Carolina Royal Ravens go into map 4. Is this the last map? Or we go to a magical map 5?
magical map 5 for a chance to reverse sweep. We've seen some devastating things through Call of Duty. Through competitive Call of Duty over the course of many, many years. Bryce, I'm sure you've had your share of stories, but to lose EWC in a reverse sweep fashion, that's what the Pit are trying to avoid. We go to Frequency, the first time that we get Frequency at EWC. Let's see what these teams have to give us.
Well, so far so good. The Ravens first in. First couple of points going through, but yeah, I mean, this is a late addition to the map pool, which means we haven't seen a ton of it this year. Fortunately, being a very old and favourite map, that we do have at least some idea of how it's going to play out. But right now, this P1 has been won by the Royal Ravens, and they are taking it for all the points they can grab.
There's a couple players here that probably never played Frequency at a competitive level. So, hey, still learning for a couple of them, and Royal Ravens, they look like they have had it under wraps. The big thing for Frequency, for a lot of people that may not be as educated in it back home, is that P2, P3, that's going to be your money hills. Really hard to break these back spawns, really hard to break through the front. And looked like that was a little bit of an issue from the Ravens side of things. They just stop in their tracks. We get the reset and Exceed talking to the referees right now, trying to sort whatever technical difficulties we have.
Well, hey, we got to see it, so we're going to see it again. You know, it's take the positives from that one.
Do you have any Frequency stories?
I don't know what you mean by Frequency stories. I mean, probably the most famous Frequency story in Call of Duty history is Dylan COD and his takeover. Yeah. But, I mean, it's not really my story.
The Slack.
It's his story.
The Slack Slam.
Yeah, I mean, it has been a wondrous map for historic Call of Duty. There have certainly been moments and magic made on Frequency that goes through. I do remember even loading into it, I was just sitting there thinking shot punch, like how kind of prevalent that used to be. And the NPC does remind me a little bit of the MSMC. Somewhat similar aesthetics, not perfectly so, but
would have been the SOG at the time.
Would have been the SOG, actually. I've gone even further back there. That's my apologies. But yeah, it's just one of those maps that should flow well. I, for one, I said this before the tournament came through, in my opinion, I like Colossus. It's one of my favourite maps, actually, in terms of hardpoint. But for the health of Call of Duty Esports, for what we should be aspiring to do over and over again throughout the year, for multiple reasons, between keeping it fresh for the fans, keeping it fresh for the players, and introducing something new to kind of gaze our eyeballs upon, any map change that works in competitive should be swapped in. In an ideal world, I would do that kind of change between each split, essentially giving us like 4 parts of the year where things can adapt, improve, and change. So, for me, this map coming into it is always going to be a good thing. Whether or not we see it a lot this weekend, I don't know. Players tend not to venture into the unknown if they can help it.
No, I think that we've been pretty lucky, too, for Black Ops 7. We have had numerous map pool changes over, I think, every single stage. You know, we had Plaza. That was a fun one. Plaza Search and Destroy. Start of the year, I can't even remember what the map pool was like at the start of the year. For Frequency being added in, yeah, this is a classic. This is one that a lot of people have been waiting to see join back into the competitive map rotation for Call of Duty. Arsenal's another one a lot of people are looking forward to, and I think that that would be one that would play so good in a game like this, but we're gonna have to wait a little bit longer till we see stuff like that. Fist bumps coming out from both sides. Take 2 as we're loading into map 4 of this series once again. For anybody that might be joining in a little bit late right now, Carolina Royal Ravens down 0-2 after losing the hard point, the search. Take the overload, head into Frequency to see if they can continue the reverse sweep against the Pit, who have them against the ropes.
Well, let's see. Not a great start from the Pit on that last foray into this map, but maybe the reset brings a fresh perspective and definitely different gunfights. But here we go. Once more into it. Map 4. The Pit versus the Carolina Royal Ravens into this P1 this time around. Will it be any different? And, well, yes, it will be. Oh, they've learned very, very quickly there as well, as this is advantage now to the Pit.
Hey, maybe it was the Pit that was having some tech issues off the start there, because it was perfect out of the gates for the Royal Ravens. Now, Carolina looking for the break, and Mythics is already on the flank again. That is the frequency that we've been waiting for. Expect these flanks to be quick and ruthless.
Mythics not going on the 5, but he will go down. Time being bled, the Pit just staying alive under this P1 effort, now looking for another flank. He's going to go down before he can do any more damage here. The Ravens now flying in for it as well, as Linz finds 2, and this remains in the hands of the Pit as they grab all of this time.
Golly. 38, 40 seconds here. I mean, you get 45 uncontested seconds off of P1 for a hardpoint map, and that is desperately now proving to force Royal Ravens into a rotation now to P2, where they're gonna have to break through the front. Here comes the nades, the shots land, and they waste no time at getting their way in.
Kill's still looking, Kill's still going. All good for the Ravens though. They're in a better position here to try and hold this door. It's a very close choke point as it goes through. Lucifer does get Trakes here, and now there's kill coming in from Mythics potentially. No, he misses Exceed. Eventually does manage to grab him here, staying alive, but he's got no health to keep that trade running. The Ravens still sitting pretty.
Nades over the top, no trophies to block them. Here comes FDOT with the MPC in his hands. Slides around the table, nobody's home. Nox finds a knife kill onto Harry. That's gonna keep Exceed inside. 45 uncontested off of P1. Only 4 seconds from the Pit on that P2 rotation. Royal Ravens do enough to tie this back up.
Could be just a monumental rotation battle, as not everyone that practiced on breaking yet here so far. The Ravens only going to be 11 points off as we go into this next hill. It will be in control of the Pit to begin with here, but they're going to try and look to get bodies into reinforce. Lucifer's already going for this flank. It's become a bit of an issue already. Looking for it at the same time. Linz is now going to strike. He's looking for his second, but he's going too many different directions, and this is just an absolute mess.
Boy, that is a major miss from the Pit on that early rotation. Harry's flank turns into absolutely nothing, and you give up those spawns, and now you need FDOT to make an impact from back here. Deep spawn from the Ravens. Did he get the information? Here come the Pit. As the contest is in, FDOT finds the break. You still got bodies here. Knocks in for the contest. It's his turn to chop you up, and it's mincemeat in the hill.
They're looking for it again. Mythics finds 2. This is messy. This is gritty. Everybody just flying in and finding gaps over and over again. Nobody confident in the setups. Nobody able to cut down the lines yet. But it is the Ravens who are ahead.
53 to 71 heading into P4. This one a lot more open than the other 3 hills. Gonna be tough to take it and turn it into time if you're not controlling top mid. So that's gonna be the focus of the Pit. Let Linz do his work on the inside, and so far so good on 4 in a row.
No mid control here at the moment here, but Trakes will take down Linz, who overchows to push this lane out. Here comes the Ravens. They're hitting this with numbers. They've got up top. They've got all the way through it as well, but FDOT already finds 2. Exceed manages to get back here. That's a massive chow from FDOT. Exceed knew exactly what was coming, and only Linz can fight back.
He gets nothing. Just the one. Not enough to break. Trophy system. See you later. Oh, Sib, you can't join this game. Tie game, 15 seconds left. As the Pit trailing. After getting 45 seconds on P1, they've nearly been shut out. It's a trade of time in P3, P4. 3 seconds gonna separate these 2 teams heading back into P1. Trakes was the first one there. It's just gonna be Nox alone, with Exceed finally getting there in time. Lucifer not gonna track him down. Carolina in first.
Exceed is playing better than everybody else on this map so far. Over and over again, I'm seeing him making the right moves, winning the right gunfights. But here it goes down to it one more time. Trades in abundance. This time the Ravens will have control, and it is a nightmare to break it. Their lead is getting bigger and bigger as time ticks eternal. Linz looking for the first goal. Not going to happen. You just cannot find these players in these corners, in these gaps here onto this map, and that's what is the problem going to be. Even with the trade coming through from Mythics, they get rebuffed again.
I mean, I think Exceeded might be the only one in the lobby who used to play Frequency in BO4. Maybe Harry. Without that, he is showing his veterancy on this map mode combo. Good time from the Royal Ravens. You got Nox over to New. He's just going to look to play his life. Backs up, finds his 1, turns it into 2. Only issue is, the rest of Carolina are so far away from this one that Pit will get their setup.
Nox now trying to just take this player down and cut down the angles as well, and that's good enough. Lucifer will fall. Here come the players. They've gone out towards the back to cut this one through as well. The Pit are about to come under pressure. They're not going to win all of these gunfights. They can't. And this is going to be, again, the Ravens running rampant as they break back in.
Sheer force, sheer will, and tenacity to get their way back into it. 30 seconds, Pit. Don't want to give this away. So one more hit through the front. All three players there. The nade's going to chop them up. Mythics has to do it all, but it all is not enough there. 20 seconds. Ravens are in.
And they keep doing this. They keep finding the right rotations and the right holds. It has not been looking good for the Pit. They are trying to trade out against them here, but every time you just think they've got it, it's not quite enough. Scrap time for Lucifer. That's all it's going to be with his 3.
And you're seeing a little bit of a reinforcement back over towards P2. But they're losing the race. It's going to be a foot race, quite literally. Linz has to cut off these kills. Slides around. Good for 2. Can you get more out of Harry? You do. He's on 4 in a row. Not able to beat Exceed. But everybody else is going to have to set up.
They're just trying to keep this as clean as they possibly can. The first time we've seen the Pit with a real good hold apart from P1. Just keep on trying to keep the pressure there. Make sure that nobody pushes through that P1 too easily. Keep it mixed up. Try to push them back into these choke points. And at the moment, the Ravens have got a toe in. They've got 2 kills as well. They're flying forward. Linz fights back against it as Mythics just dumps his magazine through a doorway. And eventually that's taken away. The Ravens for scrap time.
Only 15 seconds given there to the Pit. Ravens doing a fantastic job at keeping these hills contested. P4. This is where the Pit were nearly able to tie things up in the first set of hills. Down by 30. Well, Ravens looking to hold on, and I can hear Nox getting loud on that main stage. He is firing up for his squad.
Again, the Ravens just always seem to be a slight step ahead. About a 35-point game here. 33 if you want to be super accurate, but right now, that feels like a bridge too far. The Pit have just not been able to get that length of time they need on any of these hills. They keep splitting.
So you need that setup, and you got F-Dot top mid. He's just watching for anybody that wants to feed over the side. Linz pushes forward. You lose him. Team kill from Lurks, but he's still able to keep this one even. 2 versus 2 for the hill. Harry with the trophy, lane prone. He's taken away from it. It's only F-Dot. He's got to go big. It's an 8-second game. You do enough to make it close here, but you're not able to flip that lead just yet.
And they're setting up. The Pit do not want to be the second into P1. I know they lost a lot of time here on that last rotation, so they're trying to be in a good position for this one. Here comes the setup from everybody. Piling into the door, trying to get into it as well. Mythics go down. Linz will find his own too. He's been super aggressive so far into this game, and it's maybe just keeping them on to this pace and tempo.
Yeah, just keeping the battle going. Long flank from Exceed. He is going all the way around P3, and nobody's watching it right now.
Oh, does this pay out? They're looking for him. I think they might have found him as well. Exceed does get caught. Mythics has counted the numbers. He's worked out that somebody was missing. Somebody must be going long, and they get it. Trex is just running. Trex is just going. He's just keeping alive as he finds 3 into this point. A break from the Ravens after so long. It might be another split hill.
That's why you bring him onto your team. Trakes with a pop-off towards the end. Lurks and Exceed following things up, but it's Exceed for 3. Holding on to the hill. 17 seconds of time. It's going to amass 200 points. Royal Ravens have the rotation. They have the lead, and they're looking to take the game.
And this is just a raw game. Everybody constantly mixing it up as we bounce from point to point. P2 has not been good for the Pit either. This is going to be difficult. They are already in lethal range here, the Ravens. A big hole ends it.
He's going to get caught there. He is in no man's land. 3-on-3 for the time, but everybody inside the hill wins their battle. It's only Harry. Nobody's going to challenge him.
It's so good. It's so good here for the Ravens. They'll take all of this time. They don't care about it. Lucifer has to cut through his teammate. Makes that trade kind of irrelevant. Linz will get one more in here. Trakes just trying to just spit and get back out of it. Exceed comes in for it as well. Oh, it's a massive 2 by Lucifer to try and keep them into this game. He's on a 5. Eventually will fall again. The reinforcements of the Ravens are close. They are piling in at the same time. This is barely holding on for the Pit.
They can't win it here anymore. Even though you're going to battle your way back in, it's going to be a rotation over towards P3. First one's in, the Pit. down 182 to 242. Going into this rotation, Harry's got to back up. He's got to hold the line.
Oh, he goes down straight away. The Ravens are now on the cusp of taking this to a map 5, of doing even more as it goes through. It's so difficult to hold. Already they're piling onto the outside. Lurks will get that one on the Mythics. They are now back into the point. The Ravens looking to end it here. They have the better position.
Linz has to contest this one. Only 6 seconds is all they need to take this one to a map 5.
Well, there they go, but already going to be a trade going through. Mythics now has to chow. It's 5 seconds. He's looking for it. Knox is spitting through the doorway. Mythics grabs it as well. They push him out towards the back spawn. Barely holding on. Fingertips lost somewhere in that battle.
It's not done yet, though. They're right here for the break again, Bryce.
Oh, and that's already a nade. That's already going to be done. That's going to be a wipe, and that's going to be a map 5. We continue. A potential reverse sweep now on the cards here.
Carolina picking up some fans, picking up some pace, and picking up some map wins on land. Reverse sweep on the cards, map 5 written up. We are not done yet. No keys to be crushed. But Bryce, one map and somebody's going home.
Yeah, and what a map it was. At no point during that did I really believe in the pit. Just never a case where they looked like they were in control. Exceed was here, he was there, he was everywhere. And now we continue. I did say the pit rely on their S&D, and they are going to have to rely on it now.
They may have been looking like Chris Lair at times too. No shot punch needed on a map like this. Opening things up, you look at Exceed to be the one to really rewrite the story for the Royal Ravens after he was the initial player brought into this team to turn them into something new. So far, I mean, that story hasn't been the greatest thing written on the season, but you're looking to end on a high note here at EWC. Reverse sweeping the pit would be your start at just staying alive. So you get it done on the frequency. You force us to another search and destroy. This is your chance.
Well, here we go. These two teams have fought in the trenches. They have fought this gauntlet so far. Only one map remains. Is it going to be the Ravens? Is it going to be the pit? Which one books their flight home early? No business class for you. We will find out right after this. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to EWC. We are on the cusp of something amazing. A map 5, where one team has their dreams, their hopes, and their key to this tournament crushed. And they are out of this competition and out of the Black Ops 7 year. The other team continues forward with a chance of glory. Just one map. Just one game of search. Potentially 11 rounds is all that stands between them. And how that story ends.
The pit started things off 250 to 230 Scar hardpoint. 6-2 raid search and destroy. The Ravens slowly building themselves back in 4-3 in the overload. You go to frequency, you clutch up at the end, exceed, having himself a heater of a map. And that's got to sink into these four right here for the pit. You come through the LCQ. You've battled your way through such a hard road to conquer the glory to earn EWC. Can you take another?
Oh, here we go, back and forth for it as well, as F-Dot finds one. Not going to be the second, though. Good trade coming in. Linz is flying in for it at the same time. Can't manage to find it. Mythics will find Nox. The smoke has caused issues. Linz still screaming forward. He's going to go down again here. Everybody throwing lives into it at the same time. Lucifer's going to go down to Trakes, and now a 1 versus 2.
Mythics is round. And he's completely behind this one. They think he's on the other side. Bomb is down, and they don't know. Suddenly you turn. Mythics going to be seen. He grabs the bomb. Trying to get away, trying to heal up.
Mythics looking for this one, trying to look for the region, finds his first though, looking for the timing, knows where he's going to be, and looks for the gunfight. I think Trakes is weaker, and he is! Mythics to the clutch! Keeping that round for the pit.
I swear I've seen him do that one too many times on Gridlock. Mythics is just that good. He is that guy. 1v2, puts it away, and it's just the fashion that he got it done. To stay alive, to regain health, and isolate both players, to know that he's got to challenge that one prone, getting those initial shots down. That is just a level of micro you can't teach.
58 health, but he got Trakes weaker in that fight. And that is outrageous. What a start for Mythics, 3-0 now. Here comes the pressure. The Ravens moving towards B with numbers. This is going to be a bit of a bang out here. Already, Lucifer gets one. Linz is looking to try and get this one back for him. Sees one, but gets cut down by Lurks. Oh, it's a little too slow.
I said before, it's the head-to-head. Lurks versus Mythics. Who's going to go bigger? This round, it's Lurks. He's got 3 on pace for the ace. And he spots Mythics as well. He's just going to give it up. Around the back. There it is. The round answered for Royal Ravens, a quick one.
Good answer. Linz was hoping to be the difference maker, but just did not grab everything as Lurks pirouetted away. Yeah, Mythics just got caught. Wasn't a 4 streak, no longer. Going well for the Ravens, actually. You got to remember, Mythics had the clutch in that first round for it to even be a possibility, so 1-1 is actually a bit of a boon here to the pit.
Yeah, you watched the LCQ. That was quite literally Gridlock search for this team. Can Mythics clutch up? Can Linz find a first blood? Like, that's the story for this team to find success on this map mode combo.
Fire and Thunder. These two teams want these chows, but only if it benefits them.
Wrap over to B, wide open. Bomb late on the rotation.
Real late.
There's going to be time for Royal Ravens to trek back across. Once they know that A is completely wide open, nobody's home.
Oh, a call has been made.
I thought they were going to wrap it back. They're
No.
going all the way through. This could be a re-wrap from the pit, but instead they're going to set up.
F-Dot will be under the gun here.
Uh-oh.
Oh, the timing is bad for him. Really, really bad. He could have caught so many players, but now he's gone down. Advantage here to the Ravens. Oh, there's a player. Wait a second. Mythics. He's mythical. He's magical, but only going to get one. The trade's still going back into a 2 versus 2. Oh, and Linz up towards the top. Grabs it against Exceed. Dunked on from height, and Lucifer will grab the final.
They don't make it easy. They don't make it clean. Mythics, what discipline to set yourself up in that corner. I thought they were going to check him. Well, you get yours, you do your damage. Harry follows you up, and Lynn's flying at them to finish off that round. What could have been off a minor blunder from FDOT, but that's the way the cookie crumbles on Gridlock when you give up free plants like that without at least stalling things out. It's a gamble from the Royal Ravens, re-clearing through the spawn of the attackers. It is only attacking round so far on the opening 3. It's going to be another hit to A.
Already going through as well. Mythics is trying to get that first blood, but there's too many against him. The nades help him out, though. Goes down to a 3 versus 3. The smoke out is making this chaos. Trakes again is being a problem. The Ravens find their way out of that, and somehow that nade did not do as much damage as I expected.
Bomb going down, 2v2. Retake in through small. Sorry, 2v3, so numbers advantage for the Royal Ravens as they set up in showers.
Oh, XC gets F-dot as well, and Lucifer finds himself under the gun. Not going to be an easy clutch this, as they probably won't give him time of day, and down he falls. Ravens tie it up.
Exceed again. Locking things down for the team. 2-2 off the attacking rounds. First blood for FDOT. Won't turn into the round. It is a good call from the Royal Ravens just to pick up that pace. Bang out over towards A, see if you can bully your way through. As soon as you do, get that bomb down with numbers. It is near impossible to retake from the defensive side. Even with nades in hand, the Pit, they had none of them. So we'll see where they go back off the attack here. Bryce is going to be a 4 hit from the defense at A.
No, Overwatch. Don't see anything quite yet, though. And this is a lot going through here, but Trakes, no first blood this time.
You might
but will be the cause of it.
You go over towards B here. It is wide open. FDOT, he is swapped over to the M15, but instead, he's just going to take some space here. And realistically, if FDOT can just find anything, that would be huge.
That throws all of the Pit's plans into the wind. All squared up here. Ravens are probably expecting that rotation was coming through after last time around. Six might want to take out that trophy, but I'm guessing he's waiting until that bomb is down.
They're wrapping through mid. They're going through the side door. Linz has to see this. He gets the information. He's going to back up. They're going to play the opposite side.
Oh, and they get caught. Exceed with perfect timing. And now they're in trouble. Now they've got to try and defend here against superior numbers. Already going to go down. They've been wall-banged against it at the same time, and that is a breakdown.
That is just bad timing on the post plant. Linz gets the information. Everybody's hightailing it onto the other side. Somebody's got to be watching that fast hit. You know that Ravens were hot in your tail. Instead, you just give free shots to the defenders on the retake, and they dismantle the post plant 3v3. We see it here from Linz. He kicks things off. FDOT nearly a chance to continue to lay down that pressure. Takes a little bit of time to get that bomb plant or figure out where you want to go. If you're the Pit, you decide in the open site. You just cannot get anything more after that. So defensive round for Carolina Royal Ravens. The first one to split the difference here. They take their lead. First time on Gridlock. Back on the attack. It's going to be an A hit.
All bodies in. The Ravens looking to extend this lead as much as possible. Smoke's already going to be down. A is now going out as well. They might go for this fast plant to come through for it, but this is a very typical hit from the Pit. They try and get through already. They've managed to get it. A little bit of trades going down into their favor here. Now Lurks in a 1 versus 2. That is a play that I've seen the Pit make over and over again. They're very confident in it, and that was shaky, but good enough.
Good enough to get it done. Ties us back up. Defense for defense, and the Pit, they match fire with fire. And I don't hate the call to go for a fast plant at A. I think that if you're able to get that bomb down and fight for the back end of showers, you got a really good setup there if you're the Royal Ravens, especially if somebody's holding on to a trophy. But the fact that Exceed is the first one to die, you don't get that bomb plant, it really just forces you to react forward. And that is exactly what the subs of the Pit are trying to do. Create some chaos, control it, force you to make mistakes. And that one ties us up.
Here goes nothing. Back and forth. They're checking him information. Ravens seemed pretty convinced that was going over towards this, but they've said it's time to roll the dice. Do we go for this one out towards the end here? Nade's now going out again. Smoke's going to go down. This means chaos. They go for this retake. F-Dot's like they're coming. They're already in. They're in the smoke. They're in our dreams, our nightmares. And here comes the hit. Everybody piling through. There is bullets and traitors whipping through the wind as Lux finds it back. F-Dot finds his second. Nox and Linz. It's all chaos all the time. Exceeded a 1 versus 2. He takes a bit of damage. And this might be over here. Lucifer won't give him time of day. And that's done.
Back to back for the pits, and you see the difference of when that bomb goes down compared to when you were scrambling for control on that A bomb site. All 4 players left there to play off of those trades. You go back and forth into the 2 versus 1, and there is no way for you to get back into that A site. It is truly an ironclad wall there from the pit on that offensive post plant. So taking back their lead 2 rounds in a row. They get their attacking round back into the driving seat to see if they can take match point.
Bit of a split here from the Ravens. F-Dot on Overwatch. Sees one, does not grab it though. Has taken the shot, so he's sniping for the rest of it. Smoke going out as well here. Here comes a flank and they've got bomb!
It's so fast. I didn't even see it coming there. And neither did the Ravens. Harry's mid-map too. This is a complete and utter blunder from the Ravens.
See, looking for one here. Will be traded down, and it comes down and Nox in a 1 versus 4. And they will just play with him all day. It is now map point for the pit. Series point for the pit. And for the Ravens, the only pit they are looking at is despair, as that key might be crushed.
As much as this is going to be a really difficult map for the pit, facing a reverse sweep, Royal Ravens at the same time a little inexperienced under the pressure some of these players will have at playing at a level like this. Nox, first EWC. Trakes, Lurks, first EWC. Royal Ravens looking to rise to the occasion. They need to go 3 in a row if they want to clutch up.
I have a feeling here that they might be trying to get Linz to get this bomb down so they can grab a Hellstorm. It's going to be difficult to do so. Mythic's already seen somebody in here. Everybody's in this area. Oh, F-Dot gets the first blood though. They're looking for it as well, but that's going to be a big trade. The Ravens staying alive here. And now a 1 versus 2 for Lucifer.
Linz gets his kill. Is that going to be the streak for the pit? Would be big for the next couple of rounds if Harry doesn't clutch this one up. Bomb is down. 60 seconds.
Bomb. Scooped. They don't know where Lucifer is, but they're playing as a duo, and they're going to get timing onto him as well. Down he goes. The Ravens stay alive for 1 more round.
This is so tense. 7 first bloods for the pit. 2 first bloods for the Royal Ravens. Round 10 being drawn up now. And it has been nothing but clutch after clutch for the Ravens, keeping this one active, keeping this one a contest in map 5. If they can force a round 11, the pit will be sweating. Does Linz have the streak is what I'm going to be looking for here.
I don't think so. I don't think he got it. They're going to contest though. Here comes the push. Everybody into A, apart from one. F-Dot will be late to this fight, but Linz might be the first. They're looking for it as well. A bit of a trade coming through. Linz finds it at the same time, but now it's down to 2 versus 2 in the pit. And Mythic finds it, and now he's alive and alone. He needs his reinforcements. F-Dot is coming as quickly as he can.
And it's all down to Trakes. He's making the fast rotation. B is wide open. He's got the bomb. The new pickup for the Royal Ravens. Can he keep them in EWC?
So much has been said of this man, but whatever has been will be, but this will be remembered. Hero or not. 1 versus 2 to keep you in the competition. A check. 27 seconds to go. No information yet, but here comes the first. Trakes grabs it. Looks for the second as well, but it's no good! What it is goodbye, Ravens! You are gone from EWC. The pit are victorious this time, and they will continue.
That means the world to a team fighting through the LCQ, earning their spot at EWC. No qualification through champs. They built this roster. They built this opportunity. And they